What's up guys, I'm Silver, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to glide farther in Warzone. With this method, you're going to be able to glide almost 50% farther than normal at full speed. So if there happens to be a spot on the map where you're trying to go, but it's well outside of the gliding range, if you use this trick, you'll be able to make it there no problem. So all that you're going to do is, when you jump, turn to your side. Once you turn to your side, you can hit the button to free look around so that you can see where you're going a little bit easier, or you can just pull up your map and make sure that you're gliding on track. As you can see in this video, we jumped from behind Boneyard and made it well over the top of prison. It was actually just over 2,200 meters, and we came in high enough to where we could even land on the top of prison. I was actually even able to overshoot prison if I wanted to. I probably could have glided 100 meters off the edge of the map. Normally, jumping here, we would have had to have landed in port and grabbed a helicopter to make it the rest of the way. But with this trick, we would have been able to make it anywhere on the map that we wanted to. To do this trick, once you jump and pull your parachute, you're going to hold the side button as if you were strafing left or right to glide completely sideways instead of forward. By doing this, for whatever reason, it actually causes you to descend slower than if you glide forward. So if you're gliding sideways instead of forward, you go down much slower and you're going sideways at the exact same speed as you would if you were gliding completely straight. I saw a couple people gliding sideways in games, and I was kind of curious as to why they were doing that, and I did notice that they were actually gliding a little bit farther than me. So once I noticed this, I started looking around online to see if I could find the source of where people were figuring this trick out. I have found a couple other videos on YouTube explaining how to do this trick. However, some of the information in these videos is not exactly correct, and I'm not saying they were lying to you or misguiding at all. It just seems to have come down to a misunderstanding of the meters per second bar on the right side of the screen. This bar actually only shows you how quickly you're descending and has nothing to do with the speed in which you're moving forward. So, when you're gliding sideways, it's been stated in other videos that you want to glide at a little bit of an angle to keep this meter at 6.9 meters per second, when actually, you're going to want to glide completely sideways and keep the meter at 6.6. This will get you a little bit farther because you're descending at the slowest speed possible. In this first test, I jumped from prison, trying to make it as far as I could towards the buy station outside of port. You can see jumping normally, I made it pretty far. However, I still had to run a decent ways to make it to the buy station. So going back and resetting, jumping again, and gliding sideways, this time I was able to actually well overshoot the buy station and land basically wherever I wanted. This can make it super easy to make some rotations a little bit faster if you're running from the gas, or in this next video, I'll show you some areas where I found that you could actually jump across, and if you glide sideways, you can make it there, which potentially could throw off an enemy team from knowing where you're at. In this clip, I jumped from the smokestack on the big building in the back of Quarry, and you'll be able to see in both different clips I made it a considerably different distance each time. The first time I was actually able to make it to the building, but the second time I was actually able to make it onto the roof. It can be kind of difficult getting this down because as you're gliding, you're not able to really see where you're going unless you free look. And then when you're free looking, you can't adjust to the side that you're already turned to. So if you're gliding to the left, you're not going to be able to adjust to the left at all. However, if you're gliding left, if you tap forward a little bit, then you're able to sort of correct and go to the right some. This takes a little bit of practice to actually get down if you're going to be jumping between different buildings to try and get more distance, because once you jump, you'll have to get used to the angle that you have to turn to in order to still fly straight. This method does have kind of a weird attribute when you're landing. If you're holding the free look button and gliding completely to the side, when you land, it actually shows your character in third person for a second and completely throws off the direction that you think you're going to be running. So as you're landing, if you just hold forward right before you hit the ground, then you shouldn't have any issues. I have also noticed that when you jump, if you immediately turn to your side before pulling your parachute, it takes longer for it to pull, and if you're not very high up, sometimes it won't even let you pull it at all. So when you're jumping, you should start out facing forward and then turn sideways as soon as your parachute actually pulls. That's pretty much going to wrap up the video. If you guys found this useful, drop a like, and if you have any questions about this, ask me in the comment section and I'll get back to you. Thanks again for watching, I appreciate you guys, I'm Silver, and I'll see you in the next one.